called a penalty kill, as in kill the penalty. Don't make me want to kill myself watching you try to kill this penalty. Bruins lose 4-1 to the Washington Capitals, and just goddamn it, this month's gonna be terrible, isn't it? This month is just going to be the fucking worst, isn't it? Again, I talked about how difficult this month of November is going to be, and it's only going to get worse at this point. Again, they've already lost to Dallas, now Washington. They play Montreal at Bell Center. Thank God Price isn't in, but still, it's not like Tuukka's been able to stop a puck in Montreal for the past 5 years. Who knows, maybe Gustafsson will get that start the next night in Brooklyn. Give that to Rask. Then, 5 straight games at home where we only have one win. We play Colorado. We might be able to win that, I would hope. Detroit, probably not. San Jose, Minnesota. Do we win one of those 3 games? Detroit, San Jose, and Minnesota? I don't know if we do. And then Toronto at home. And God, if you lose to Toronto, what does that say? You play them again on Tuesday, then Detroit, and then New York to finish out the month. How is this going to look? Are they going to get more than 3 wins this month? Because honestly, if I was a betting man and they can't win at home, do you beat Colorado and Toronto twice and that's it? Like, this is a very telling month. You're now without Chris Kelly. You have a lot of young, inexperienced players in the lineup. How is this going to get better when you keep putting in poor performances like this? I guess we'll just get into it, though. It was a good start to the game. Brett Connolly throws a puck on net. Jimmy Hayes gets it in front. A typical goal from him. Like I said in a prior video, that's what you're going to see from Jimmy Hayes, and that's honestly what I would prefer. Brett Connolly did have a pretty solid first period, but of course, that was it. That first period goal, that was it, because fucking Braden Holtby literally owns the Bruins. As much as the Habs have owned Boston in the past few years, the Habs only have visitation rights. They come to Braden Holtby's house to visit the Bruins in the doghouse because Braden Holtby owns the Boston Bruins. 8-2 all time against them. I don't have to bring up the playoffs series a couple of years ago, but I'm going to, because that was his fucking coming out party, and still to this day he owns the Bruins. Washington ties the game up at the end of the first period. Alex Ovechkin, because of course he's Ovechkin. He's probably the best pure goal scorer in the NHL. You can argue Stamkos, you can argue Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin. And again, as I said, there was no looking back from there. Dmitry Orlov throws it on net. It somehow sneaks through. Pretty sure it was Brooks Laich in front of the net, just parking his ass right in front of Rask's face. 2-1 Washington. The Bruins get in penalty kill trouble. Again, it's a 5-on-3, and John Carlson gets a wide open chance from the slot. I have no idea where the hell the defense was. You can question the penalty kill call or the penalty calls if you want. Still, it's 3-1 Washington. They would add an empty net goal from Carl Alzner. 4-1 final, and the Bruins are now 6-4-1 this season in games where they scored first. I've mentioned this in plenty of videos. It's just so strange to see the power play doing as well as they have in the penalty kill. They have the NHL's worst penalty kill, and it got even worse tonight. Again, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. They take stupid penalties. Brad Marchand takes a stupid penalty tonight. Just randomly decides to punch TJ Oshie in the back of the head just because they were getting in a little swatting match. Torrey Krug gets a delay of game penalty. Jimmy Hayes gets a slashing penalty. Granted, TJ Oshie probably should have gotten one for what he was doing with Marchand. Marchand probably could have gotten one too. But regardless, Alex Koklachev, late in the game or late in the first period, they get a too many men on the ice penalty. Koklachev goes to the box for that. It wasn't him in particular. Bottom line is this team is taking just too many stupid penalties, and this penalty kill is abysmal. Again, it is the NHL's worst penalty kill. I don't know what they're going to do. After the first period when Washington tied it, it just looked like they wanted to coast and just hoped everything went their way. How this team is unmotivated after, you turn it around. You have a real shit start to the season. You turn it around, you start picking up some wins, and now you're just trailing right back downhill again with this ridiculously tough schedule ahead of them. I'm just going to cut the video off here. Bottom line is, this season for the Bruins, it's going to be a goddamn roller coaster, and you can only hope at the end, you're going to, at some point, you're going to hit the peak of that big drop that you always have on a roller coaster. The only question is whether that track's going to continue once you hit the bottom, or if the Bruins are going straight down into the goddamn ground and are going to really have to continue and go into a full rebuild rather than this retooling. This team clearly has the talent to put together a playoff push Whether or not they do it, though, whether or not they live up to expectations, perform as well as they need to, remains to be seen. But if they play like this, very obvious, very evident. You don't need me to say it. They play like this, they're not going anywhere. Now, of course, do all that funny YouTube stuff. Like the video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you feel so inclined. Share it with your friends, particularly your Bruins friends, because no one else is going to like this, unless they like hearing a Boston fan just absolutely lose its goddamn mind. But my question to you, does Claude Julien make it to Christmas as the Bruins head coach? It really depends on how this month goes. Obviously, it's not a situation like Todd Richards in Columbus where, oh, you lost 7 games, get the hell out of here. Does he make it? Because if this month goes poorly, I don't think he does. Again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.